Okay, I just recorded this entire video. I did a first take and I realized it was way too convoluted. So, um, I'm just gonna try to explain this as simple as possible. I'm gonna try to just show off some basics for Clone Hero and, um, just tips to get better if you're gonna be playing on the keyboard. Because I know not everybody has access to a guitar controller. And even though I do have my own custom guitar controller, I still don't really play with it mainly just because I played it on the keyboard for so long at this point that it's like too familiar for me. Once I try to switch back to the guitar, it's just not the same. I know I should probably just learn how to do it because the game is easier on the guitar controller, but it's just too difficult for me to get in the habit of using it. So first off, if you're gonna be playing on this, once you load into game, oh wait, once you load into the game, if you're using the guest profile, I would not recommend doing that. Create your own profile, like I have Joaquin. Um, just as my default profile. It doesn't really matter. Just set up a profile because once you select it, it will automatically have your note speed set and your highway link set. If you have a guest profile, then it will just be the default every single time you load into the game. And also, if you have any other like highway skins or like gamepad mode, if you have any of these other settings toggled, then it won't save those if you have it on guest mode. So that's first, like, that's, I know it's super basic. Also, while we're already in here, highway length and note speed, mess with it however you want. This is more up to personal preference. If you're messing with note speed or highway length, or even like, I know this is let me check. If you're gonna be messing with your audio offset or video offset, I know it's covered up by the camera, but if you're messing with audio offset or video offset, turn on show hit window, get a good feel, um, get a good feel for like the speed. And well, before you even play the game though, before you mess with any settings like that, I probably should have talked about this first. You want to mess with your binds. So the default binds, I don't want to restore to defaults because I already recorded this video before, so I know what the default binds are, and then I fixed it. So the default binds are actually AS for these two. For the yellow, blue, and orange is actually JK and L, and then up strum and down strum is up arrow key and down arrow key. The issue, you can already see the immediate issue with these binds. These are your frets. This is your strum. You can't hit both of these at once. You can't say you needed to like hit all five notes at once. You just can't reach. You can't reach. It's just it's impossible to play like this. Also, I think like, what is it? I don't even remember what the, I think star power is H by default, which is not a bad bind, but like considering that you're trying to like play like this, like what the hell even is that? Like, I don't know. So these are my binds. I use, well, they're already color coded. You can see right here. I use ASDFG for my frets, and then I have a second set of fret binds above it just because I'll show off a clip of why I do this. Basically, it's you can just hold down, like, say there's like a spam section for taps. You can just hold down F and then tap T and G, or like you in this clip I'm showing, you can better see what I'm talking about. Like you can sort of strum taps. Oh, is it the solo or the bridge? Yeah, right here. So what you're able to do is you're able to just do this kind of. And as you can see, I'm not putting too much effort into it. I'm not really trying that hard. Puts way less strain on your hands, and you don't really have to do any sort of like weird contortion of your fingers or anything when you're just able to hit this. As you can see, like first try, hit it 100%. I'm not the best player ever, but I'm still able to hit that, and it makes it easier to hit stuff like that, like spamming sections. And then H, J, and K are my strum keys. The reason why I have 3 strum keys, and you can see how it's bound. Like here, there's 2 up strums and 1 down strum. The reason why I have it bound like that is because you can hit triplets really easily by just rolling your fingers like this. Like I'm trying to like do a really exaggerated movement like that, sort of like you're tapping your fingers like on a desk or something, like like people do like that. It's like you're tapping or just rolling your fingers, I guess, and it makes hitting triplets really easily. I mean really easy. Or even if you get good enough, you can use that sort of technique to strum really fast. I've shown that off in another video, and I'll just be putting up clips on screen of what I'm talking about. As you see, kind of like that. As you can see, kind of like that. As you see, you can time it kind of like. Obviously, I'm not the best, but you can see I'm strumming with 3 keys right now, and I'm not even having to put in that much effort, but I'm able to strum pretty quick. I'm able to strum pretty quick, you know, like after just a little bit of test, or you can't see it, but I hit 91%. Like that's not too bad. Um, and it takes a lot more effort, a lot more strain on your hands to just switch between J and K really fast. Like I can almost do it, but it's like after a bit your fingers just get so fatigued because you have to do it so quick. That's why alternating between the three is really the go-to if you're gonna be doing like super high stamina, whatever songs. So that is why I have three strum binds, and you can have four. The game does let you have up to four binds, except for I don't use four binds because um your three main fingers, pointer, middle, and ring, they are relatively strong fingers, like, and have about the same range of motion. Maybe your pointer finger is a little bit better. Um, but your pinky is not a very strong finger. If you are going to use a fourth bind, you have to use your pinky finger to roll, and then I find it difficult because it's like your pinky finger like tends to get like stuck whenever you're trying to roll like that. Like, um, you either give too much force and hold down the key, and it messes it up, or you don't put enough force and you just don't even strum it at all. And the reason why you don't want to put too much force is because whenever you're strumming H and K, these are still technically the same exact key. So if you're doing, say you're trying to hit a triplet, if you hold down K and then press J, that counts as two strum inputs. But then if you're holding down K and you hit H, technically this key is still pressed down with K. So then H is not going to actually register a strum input. So you have to hit, you can hold down K and J, but you have to release K before you hit H again to hit that third strum. So if you're going to hit three strums in a row, you have to release this one before hitting the last button. That is the reason why it's so important to not accidentally put too much pressure and hold down the key, because then it's gonna like ghost input or whatever you want to call it. Like it's just not gonna register the strum. And oh yeah, I'll talk about why I have control as my star power. I've been hovering over it right here. Control is my star power because I used to have actually J, K, and L as my strum keys, but I would, well, there's a couple reasons. So I would continuously, because star power used to be my H. I would, while playing practice mode, I would accidentally hit it, or like I would say in like I was doing like a crazy like tapping section, I would accidentally hit H and either prematurely activate my star power when I didn't want to, which is, oh crap, which is not so bad. But if you're playing practice mode, the star power is actually the same button to quick reset. So then if you're practicing the same section over and over again, you keep accidentally resetting it over and over again, it just kind of pissed me off. So I just had to change it to control. So then while you're doing your whatever, you can just kind of like rock your hand a little bit, hit it with the palm of your hand like about here, and it'll activate star power or quick reset. And it's a lot harder to accidentally hit. That's what I'm trying to say. And also another reason why you want to have your strum really close to your frets is because if you're, say you're doing like crazy tapping section with like strums in the middle, it effectively does the same thing as elbow strumming if you're playing on the guitar, where you can strum and you can quickly use the taps with two hands, and then you can quickly switch to strum real quick like that. Or you can even, this is a little bit more advanced, you can have your middle finger just set to you can keep your middle finger right here, strum, and then you can set your pointer finger to actually be your orange fret. So you can leave four fingers on these frets. You don't have to move these at all. Use this for your orange fret, and then you can strum with these two fingers. Now you can't really alt strum like this, so if it's like a really fast alt strum in between all that like crazy movement, you will have to move this hand then, or you have to do this and like try to. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm talking about. But that is the reason why my binds are the way they are. Why they might seem a little bit weird. I don't know. I don't think they're that crazy. I know some people use arrow keys for strumming. I think it's good because it's a lot harder to accidentally hit anything else. Like you can. Okay, I got completely distracted and interrupted, and I took a little break. So I don't remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about like the arrow keys. I've tried arrow keys for strumming. It's really easy because it's there's nothing else around this, especially if you have like a full size keyboard. It's really easy to not accidentally hit anything around it. You can just focus on spamming, go ham on the strum keys. But then the hardest part about it is jumping between. Say you need two hands to finish a tapping section. You can't. It's such a big jump. It's really hard to do. As you can see, that's a lot of arm movement, and it's really hard to do quickly and precisely. And you most of the time you'll end up missing stuff. So that's why I'm more focused just like having the keys closer together like this. It's a lot easier just like kind of shift back and forth. So um I've talked a lot about like the theory of whatever like key binds or whatever. I guess I'm not really showing off a lot of gameplay this video just because I don't really need to. I want to talk about practicing. Practice mode, I don't really use practice mode that much just because I find it doesn't reflect what the actual game is going to be like so much, because if you're trying the same section over and over and over again, to me that's really boring. And also, if you're in like the middle of an FC and you're really close and you're getting to like a difficult part, what the hell is this hair in there? So you're getting to a really difficult part. Um, you will most likely have nerves. Like you'll your hands might get a little bit shaky, your heart might race. You're like, oh my god, I'm finally gonna FC this. And so that doesn't accurately reflect whenever you're practicing the same section over and over again. You know, if you can hit it 100 times in a row with no nerves, it's fine. But then if you're getting into the actual game, the actual song, you're gonna end up choking if you haven't practiced playing the actual song at all. Because it's like it's gonna be nerve wracking to finally get there. Oh my god, I'm about to FC this, and then you just miss because your hands get shaky. You know, you start holding on keys for longer than you need to. You start like not focusing on strumming as good. You're more thinking while playing, and you're like distracting yourself. So that's the biggest thing for me is nerve control, and that's probably the most important tip is to learn how to control your nerves during an FC. Because it will like especially the first time you ever FC a song or like any song in general, it's gonna be scary because you're like, oh my god, I finally made it, and then you end up missing the last note, and then you're just like disappointed, and you just get off and you just like cry to yourself or whatever. Um, and because of like how big of an issue nerve control is, like not choking or whatever. I've the hardest song I've ever FC'd is Spanish Fly on Hard. Like I've never FC'd a song harder than that. Like in my clips, the thing is the way that I play my clips that I've uploaded to YouTube is about my maximum performance, like my mechanical performance, the best I can possibly do. Um, Even with all the skills I have, I've that's still the hardest song I've ever seen. Just because it's like I get too nervous whenever I play any song. Like I've gotten so close. I've played what is it? Poison is the Cure and My Creation. Those are both like pretty difficult Megadeth songs, or pretty difficult for my standards. Um, both of the songs I was in the middle of an FC and I missed like the last note of a solo or like the very very last note of the song, and I got so mad just because um because like that's just proof how big nerve control is. So actually playing the songs, having an even balance between actually playing it and playing it in practice mode is important. And practice more than just the songs that you're good at. If you're already say you're good at strumming, like you're really good at strumming, but then you're lacking behind on like hopos or taps or whatever you want to call it, whatever they're called, or your fretwork. I don't know what you want to call it. So say you're really good at strumming, don't practice songs that have really good strumming parts. Focus on the stuff that you're worse at. So well, in my instance, I've always been a little bit better at taps or fret. I've always been better at taps or hopos. Strumming is the part that I've always been the worst at. So I've been only practicing songs that have like really hard strumming sections um just because I need to learn how to do that. I can't only focus on just doing taps. So like for instance, there's this song, Zevel. I think that's how you say it, Zevel. This song almost only has taps, and I practiced this so many times just because I knew I was already good at this. But then once it came time to do something like this song is very strumming heavy. Once it came time to do this song, I was horrible. And so it's good to have a balance of practicing different skills too. Like say you're really good at like doing sweeps like back and forth. Um but you're really bad at like doing those like whatever they're called, like those taps where you kind of just do that. So you're really bad at that, then practice the things you were bad at. Like it might sound um it might sound stupid just to say out loud, but it's like I especially just wanted to have fun when I was playing the game. But then if you actually want to get good at the game and then have more fun in the future, practice the stuff you're bad at. Even if it's not really fun in the moment. And that will get you super far. Just that alone. And so I don't know exactly what specific songs to talk about when you want to practice certain things. So like The Art of Dying, I guess this song's really good for practicing strumming. Same thing for Annihilation of the Wicked. Just fast, super fast strumming sections. I guess Post Enlightenment or Executor. I'm gonna link these all in the description in the order I'm mentioning them. This is really good for super fast strumming. If you want to practice your taps, Zevel's good. I'm trying to think what other songs do I play. If you want to practice like um what are they called? Like the it's like an open note, but it's glowing like a hopo open note. It sounds like really stupid. Whatever you call them, I don't understand what they are. Or like a break, or I don't know. Anemic World is really good for that. Like practicing like anchor fingers too, because there's also a section where you have to hold down um you green fret the entire time, like tap it between with two hands like that. It's really good for that. I guess Through the Fire and Flames. What the hell am I doing? Through the Fire and Flames is good for that too, because it has the intro. And Through the Fire and Flames is good if you want to practice your strumming too. Like that has really precise strumming. I'm trying to think. What's another one? This one was good for like if you want to practice your hopos specifically rather than taps. Oh yeah, if you're trying to get like really advanced, what the hell did I just hit? If you want to get like really advanced, this song is really good for testing hopos and sweeps or whatever you want to call it. Like I don't know the exact terms for this. KFO is really good for that. Like if you this is KFO is like once you're getting really advanced, this song is really hard. What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse is really good for practicing like triplets, like hitting 3 notes really fast where you either alternate alt tap or like you do the rolling finger technique like I was talking about. And there's also a section that's really good for just learning alt tapping because it forces you every other note to switch or you're gonna mess up. And so I can maybe might be able to put that on screen right now. I don't know if I have a clip of it. Damn it. I missed like one note. But that's pretty much it. I've basically said everything I said in my original video, but in half the time. Yeah, so basically practice is gonna be the biggest thing. Practicing the things you're bad at, even if it might not be fun in the moment, that's an important one. And oh yeah, if you just got into the game, or like okay. Sorry. Let me rephrase this. Say you've been playing the game for a while, but and every single time you load in, even if you're super good, don't immediately jump into like a 7 intensity, something crazy, 6 intensity. Intensity is this thing down here. It's basically an indicator how difficult the thing is. I usually start like whenever you just load into the game for the first time, especially if it's your first time in a while, like you're rusty, start like easy. Even if you know the song is too easy for you, like a 2 or 3, start easy. Warm up your fingers first, because if you go straight into like a 6 intensity, you're gonna miss everything. You're not gonna be warmed up. Your fingers you're gonna get like too tired. They're gonna be too strained too quickly, and you're just not gonna have a fun time. Slowly build up the difficulty as you play the game. So that's pretty much it. I guess that's all I have to say for the video. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in another video, and goodbye.